I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, everybody's here except Councilman Trainer. Next item on the agenda is two of the minutes of the November 7th regular meeting. I think two changes that were on there will be that one, Councilman Ribs was absent. And the other one was, she was not, in the announcement section, right? But, and you made those changes.
Yes.
Are there any other changes?
Do you know who seconded the motion that I made to approve the interoperable agreement with Bear County? Item E. Not listed.
It's not listed, okay.
I'll look that up.
You should probably have to go back and take a listen to that.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the minutes from November 17th, 2013 at 7 p.m. As long as I guess we check into item E
And the other changes.
and the other changes.
I'll second that.
We have a motion made by Councilman Massengale, second by Councilman McRae. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Not voting? Okay. One not voting would be Councilman Rivers, wasn't here to be. Next item on the agenda will be the staff reports, financial, Linda.
I don't have the November statements on the checking account yet, so these balances that I have are actually, what I did is I took the ending balance in October and added deposits and subtracted the checks in November, and that's how I got this balance. And as soon as I get the statement, I'll confirm it. But we still have in the insured investors account, $14,499.13. Savings, we have $141,090.66. And the regular checking is $51,867.59, for a total of $207,457.38. Petty cash, we still have $200. The Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union, certificate of deposit is $159,281.16, and we have some, a little bit in savings. I'm not sure, I've got to check and see how that got there. It's a very small amount.
It's a shared And it's a share thing that they have.
Oh, it is. You have to keep a balance, probably, okay. Security Federal Credit Union, we have a savings account with the same small amount. Certificate of deposit of $160,316.80. And Wells Fargo National Bank, we have public funds market account, which is $156,284.02. The total money in all of the accounts for the city is $683,551.88.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the municipal court report, the court administrator, Ms. White.
For October 2013, kept by the city was $1,044.41. Remitted to the state was $965.79. For November 2013, kept by the city was $2,050.34. Remitted to the state was $1,598.17. About $2,000 for November was due to warrant roundup. And I have another check for today, which will be for the next report, for about $447, I believe, for this month. So they're very good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And court went okay. Do you think,
Court lasted an hour longer because we had 2 pre-trials. So it was interesting.
a number of people? Estimate?
About 10,
Yeah.
maybe. About 10 out of 34.
Out of 34 that you summoned?
Yes.
Okay.
But a lot of them came in and did defensive driving before court. So they could take care of their ticket before court. So that's why the minimum are in court. But a lot of them came to do defensive driving and a lot of deferred adjudications too as well, so.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, the police department, girl. Chief Davis?
We had a total of 27 calls this month. And we had assist others, agency calls, so it was 4. 1 business alarm, 3 911 hang-up calls, 2 unauthorized burning, 1 ammo call, 1 disturbance call, 2 theft calls, 2 civil matter calls, 1 racing, 1 loud music, 1 city ordinance, and we assisted the fire department 6 times, and we had 1 injury call. That's the guy that flipped over his motorcycle on the
Can I make a question on these? CG, is that County Road? What did they say? County Road? Okay.
Probably should be Bear County.
Is it Bear County?
Probably should be Bear County, rather than San Antonio.
Chief, who's running your warrants right now?
Officer Jenkins, he served 29 warrants this month, and he, 4 people came in to pay.
And last month was
Last month,
Jenkins, is it just Officer
yes, it's
Jenkins
been
going out?
Officer Jenkins going out.
So this report she just gave us on, was this for warrants? You said.
No,
You said
It's a-
2,000 of it was warrants.
2,000 of it was.
And that's Mr. Jenkins?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Might I add, he does escort people to my office. And it takes them to the store to get their money out, and he brings them into the office respectfully, but he's very aggressive about these warrants, so.
He needs to be commended, that's
Really?
that's awesome, that is awesome.
And in addition to that, we collected,
Good job.
we add to that actual fee, $50, which he actually collected $200 on 4 warrants. So, I mean, it's money there. He's explained to me some other things about it too.
Yeah.
That he may have to stake them out.
Very good job, very good job on the board.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda, the volunteer fire department, Frankie, Winfield.
Good evening. How's everybody doing today? All right, General Fire and Rescue monthly report for the month of November. We're busy. Total calls for the month, 37. Of those, structure fires, 6. Unauthorized burns, 1. Activated fire alarms, 7. Motor vehicle collisions, 4. First responder calls, these are the ones that are medical in nature, 19. KN transported 9 patients from the city of China Grove. Calls broke down by area, calls in the city of China Grove, 15. Calls in the county, 4. Mutual aid calls, 18. And here's the log of calls in the city of China Grove, or some of them anyway. On the 5th, 8100 block, Highway 87 East, case number 329, activated fire alarm. On the 5th, 8100 block, Highway 87 East, case number 330, activated fire alarm. On the 6th, 6700 block, Highway 87 East, case number 334, medical call for trauma. On the 6th, 2800 block of South Foster Road, case number 331, motor vehicle crash. On the 11th, 2700 block FM 1516 South, case number 339, medical call for weak and dizzy. On the 11th also, 7400 block, Real Road, case number 340, medical call for diabetic complications. On the 12th, 3300 block, Triple Meadow, case number 341, medical call, fall. On the 14th, 1600 block, FM 1516 South, case number 345, unauthorized burn. On the 18th, 8100 block, Highway 87 East, case number 349, motor vehicle crash involving motorcycle. On the 20th, 8100 block, Highway 87 East, case number 353, medical call, trauma. On the 21st, 8100 block, Highway 87 East, case number 354, medical call, fall. On the 22nd, 7600 block, Real Road, case number 357, medical call for a fall. On the 26th, 2700 block, FM 1516 South, case number 359, medical call for seizures. On the 26th, 3500 block of Oma, case number 360, medical call for chest pains. And on the 29th, 8400 block, Highway 87 East, case number 364, medical call for a fall. Yes, and December started out very busy also. We've been doing a lot more mutual aid with Congress and Kirby now. We're doing a lot of structure fires and stuff, so they've been calling us out, second alarms. We've been extremely busy. Burn ban is no longer in effect, as I said last month, but because of our ordinances in the city of China Grove, citizens of China Grove must obtain a burn permit, basically, which is permission to burn either through myself or the ladies here at City Hall. We do have ordinance pertaining to this. The ordinance again states that you must obtain permission, and this is done by telephone. And we never ever allow burning after dark. We had an incident with a gentleman, and I tried to get him to understand this, but he didn't understand it, and the police department had to issue him a citation. That is not our intent ever to try to issue citations, but sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do. We do have these ordinances available to the people if they wish to see them. It's nothing that I just pull out of the air, okay? When we made these ordinances, they kind of got with me and decided what would be fair and safe, and that's what we came up with. But again, never burning after dark. I know holiday season coming up, people sometimes for New Year's Eve like to have bonfires. Those are acceptable. Again, you have to have permission in advance to do this, so we just ask that the people work with us.
Ceremonial fires.
Correct, ceremonial fires is what we consider them.
And I noticed the other night they had their fireworks display.
Yes.
I could hear them.
And they didn't notify anybody. I asked several calls about it. Normally, they're pretty good about telling us that, and they usually have us stand by, but they didn't have us stand by, but, you know, I can tolerate that, but they didn't let us know that they were gonna do this either, so hence nobody in the area knew that they were gonna do fireworks, and right away, fireworks go off, so they started, I heard an explosion.
Well, I know when they came back a couple of months ago and they gave y'all the check to donate.
Right.
He said, but he wasn't for sure on the date, and
Yeah.
when it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be in December. I thought you said you had.
But I'm gonna give them a call, just to let them know that look, in the future, you gotta give us a heads up. Because I know Larry called me, I guess he had a few calls also, but I
Yeah.
had several that were in my phone. You know, I heard an explosion, of course, they couldn't see it, they heard the percussion, and I
Yeah,
heard an explosion, and, you know, from my house, I could see it, so.
I could see.
But I'll get with them and get that taken care of.
Thank you. The reports around the services, we do not have one. Linda's husband is still in the hospital. While in the hospital, he had another heart attack. And so she's kind of, most of her time is spent with him. They may be putting him into, transferring him to some facility, to try to get back up and help. Chief Davis, do you know where the trap is, animal trap?
She has them, I don't know where she puts them.
Okay, so she has them?
Yes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda would be citizens to be heard. It's this time for citizens to address the council on any issues concerned. You know, the mayor reserves the right option to recognize persons. Anyone speaking who is not recognized by the mayor will be considered in violation of rules of the meeting and will be escorted out of the building. All recognized persons still addressed the mayor. Please limit your remarks to 3 minutes. State your name and address, record, and no personal attacks will be allowed. Tony Stanza, I think you're coming up for a permit.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yeah, we open up China Grove auto sales.
Okay. Well,
On the agenda.
you're on the agenda, so we'll have you come in at that, on that part of the meeting. Next one is, Gil McCarty.
Mayor, council. I've come before you today to, want you to consider some annexation. I was reading in the paper where San Antonio is talking about doing some annexation, so I started thinking about it. And I was talking to Mike Trainer. I understand that we have an EJT now from Edwards Lane all the way to where it comes across Kirkland Road. All that is in our EJT.
Only where Linda Gillespie's house is on Lane Drive and back across a little small section there. And then on the other side of the new bakery up to where Kirkland Road comes at that intersection
The bakery's in the EJT.
is in the city.
It's in the city.
It's in the city, but the land to the east of it, the ETJ only goes to that Kirkland Road intersection and south. That property was not annexed because they did not request, they did not want to be annexed.
Is there any businesses in this EJT?
The other that's the one ETJ that we have, and the other is at the end of Lane Drive up to Edwards, back there. Those are the two ETJ parks.
No, just talking to you there, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but anyway, what I think we ought to consider taking them in the city, these, whatever it is, businesses or areas are enjoying the same city, stuff that, that we have, the fire department, they're protected by the fire department. The police department now is helping Bear County, so even if they're in Bear County, our police is there first. So they're enjoying the city, what's it called?
Services.
Benefits or services, and not paying taxes. So, I don't think it's fair to our other businesses in other areas in China Grove for them to enjoy this here, services and benefits and not pay city taxes. So, if we don't take them in, let's give it back to the city of San Antonio, they'll take them in, because I think they want to come out this way anyway.
Yeah.
So,
One other area that's not on the, that's in the ETJ is Iowa Fireworks.
that's
I
what I want to
keep
get.
telling you can't discuss something that's not on
I
the
understand
agenda.
that, so I want you to consider it. And fireworks is my main one that I really want, yeah. But, any business over there, I'd like to, like I say, they're enjoying the benefits for years, if they're enjoying it. It's not fair to anybody else in the city, where they enjoy the benefits and not pay taxes. So that's what I'd like to put that on the agenda, discuss it, and let's see if we can get going.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. Next person to speak would be Noel Smith, and I think that is on the agenda too. Okay. Is there anybody else? Go on to old business. We have none at this time. New business. Consider an act on a proposal from Jeff and Lee Lundberg to operate a food and truck park at the current Cutler's Grove, 6750 Highway 87 East, from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. Are they here?
Mayor, Jeff Lundberg called and said that he had a family emergency, so they would not be here tonight. So.
Can you go ahead and consider this one?
He was here last week, and we go ahead and consider it?
They don't have to be.
Good. Well, for one, I'd like, you want to consider it, or do you?
Yeah, I don't see why we can't make a motion to go ahead. He was here last week, last month. He put the guy off, and he seems to feel like he's a thin guy. I don't think he's asking too much, just for a couple of food truck service over here where he is having this other business that he has, so I don't see what it'd be a harm for.
Are they gonna require food permits to do food trucks?
The trucks themselves, we have from, when I went to talk to him myself, I explained that to him, as long as the he will sell the space, and the food trucks don't have to. That's correct.
I'd like to second that motion, but
I
I'd
have to
also.
make a motion.
Yeah, you made a motion. All right.
Just say consider it.
The city doesn't have any permitting health department or
No,
anything.
we
Only
haven't.
the county.
No, we don't have
So
We
they
have
get a county permit, and as long as they have that for the sales tax.
sales tax. We don't have sales tax, because that's prepared food, but we do not have health, code
I
or
didn't think.
permit here. In the case like the bakery over here, they have so many, code inspectors resident there. But they don't need it, and we turned up something like 4 or 5 businesses, I think, in the city that might come under our health code, so it was tabled.
Since it's up, we're discussing, I just wanted to add that, when they opened up the first day, if any of you haven't been there, it's something, I think it is a plus for China Grove. It's brought people out, it's very clean atmosphere, it is family orientated. I can't say enough good things about what was there that day that I saw. Unless somebody can bring some things and put forward, I just, from what I saw, it's something that I would actually want, and I always thought that would be advantageous for China Grove, because it has the same atmosphere as those that, Green Hall had a green out there, and some of these other Bernie and areas like that they have, and they bring people out from all over, just to that people love to come out. Fortunately, it was a beautiful day, and they did really well, and so, it was very nice.
Well, I guess we go ahead and I'll make a motion that we go ahead and give Jeff and Mindy Lundberg a business permit to operate food trucks.
Good. A motion by Councilman Massengale to issue a business permit. And a second from Councilwoman Craig. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? None opposed? Motion's carried. Item D, discussion and appropriate action on new business China Grove Auto Sales, 6835 Highway 87 East, going to Stanton.
Stasny.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, look, I just got off work. But yeah, I'd like to request a permit to open up China Grove Auto Sales for a used truck lot, just work trucks, basically. Like on my property, I have what makes it what's
Okay, and that property is right next to the vacant, the space in between that and where the pawn shop or the idol company?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, it's in that space
Yes,
there.
sir, right there.
And it extends how far back?
About 1,800 feet back.
About 1,800 feet back?
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't go all the way back to the end of the property, or
What's that now?
does it go all the way back to the
Yeah,
end?
yeah, it goes over the end.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, way back to the right.
These would be used cars,
Be used, work trucks.
used
Yeah,
work trucks?
basically white work trucks, that's all I'm basically gonna sell.
When you say truck.
They'll be, yeah.
Pickup trucks?
Yes, sir, pickup
I mean,
trucks.
no, not talking
Not big
big.
trucks, no, just regular pickups. You know, half ton to 1 ton pickups. You know.
Okay.
Do you have any facility on site now? Because I remember, there's nothing on it, like, no.
Well,
building.
my office is in the back there. I've been out there for a long time. I mean, it's way at the very end of the property.
So you want a business permit for the whole
No,
property?
just the front, just the very front. I've already got a permit.
And where's
for
that
it.
facility again?
It's right next to Wells Fargo Bank.
It's in the vacancy, that vacant lot there, area between Wells Fargo
Right.
going west towards the, where that title,
Like Euro Coffee.
So you would be
no,
behind the title?
no, we're
Behind
right,
No,
You
it's
said
right
west.
between
Wells-
Wells
Wells
Fargo Bank
Fargo.
and the title place.
Wells Fargo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've got
he-
about a 200-foot strip right
It's
there.
between the title people and Wells Fargo now.
Yes, sir.
and you own those, both of those strips, right?
On that one strip.
It's one strip?
Yes, sir. Yes. I used to own the other piece of property years back, and I sold it, and I bought the property right next door to the bank.
So you don't have, you don't have the one with that steel short there? You don't have, is it, animals in that one section? No?
No, this is a real clean lot. It's a real clean lot. It's real green, real cut and things.
It's right up front,
Yes, it is right in front.
and it's just, okay.
Is there any kind of a site plan or anything showing what's gonna be on there? Is that, I
Well, I
just,
mean, it's just gonna be just a spoiled parking lot, basically, is all it is. I mean,
On what, on grass?
no, on asphalt. I'm gonna put an asphalt parking lot up there in front.
and that's unplatted property?
Yes, yes.
Because I know that Councilman McCray
Yes.
asked if it was gonna be for the whole lot,
Not for the whole lot, no, that's the very front part, yeah.
but if we don't know,
Well, it's gonna be,
Where it is.
approximately 200 feet back is what it's gonna be, 200 feet by the width of the property.
my only thought, Mayor, would be to just get some kind of a rendering. I mean, it doesn't have to be a survey or anything, but just something you can attach to the application,
Okay.
so they know what they're
Yes, sir.
approving.
This is gonna be, like I said, 200 feet back, basically just asphalt parking lot, and that's it. And I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna eventually put a small building, just a very small office there, out there in the front too. It's gonna be just, portable, under probably 300 square feet or so.
Are you Mr. Stetson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make it crystal clear for me, where is the office gonna be? I mean, the office has gotta have restrooms, the office has gotta be a regular, standing built, this isn't a portable building, correct?
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna be on a foundation. I wasn't planning on putting it on a foundation, because it's gonna be like around 300 square feet. It's gonna be just a very small office, just a parcels,
The problem I would have with it is that, I mean, I know you put down here, you had this thing 30 years ago. I read earlier.
15.
15, okay, I'm sorry, 15 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Is that things have changed now, and if you want, if China Grove's ever gonna move forward and get out of the old country style looking dump yards and stuff like people just coming out and just making just anything they want when they put it down, then you're gonna have to show us a plan. I mean, for myself, I would need a plan to show that there's gonna be some hard, some black topping, that there's gonna be I would need a plan, and then it would have to be a building, because I don't think we have in the past approved businesses with just portable buildings, so. And I'm not sure if it's in our ordinances or not, but if it isn't, then it's something that we need to look at, I think, for this council. It would be hard for myself to do that unless, like I said, if you put a plan together,
Yes, sir.
you know.
I mean, I've got my office in the back, which is 2,400 square foot office in the back, which I can use that, in other words, you know what I'm saying?
But that's way in the back.
Yes, sir, right.
That's not up front.
Right.
Your business is up front.
Well,
Your
yes, sir.
normal business would be a business up front. You're not gonna have people say, well, can I use your restroom? Well, it's way back there.
Well, I mean, it's on the same property there. Okay, that's fine. I mean, so you just want me to get you a little, just a small
Just something
drawing?
that's gonna show us
Okay.
what you're gonna have on there, how
Okay.
big the office is gonna be, what
Right.
kind of facilities are in the office,
Well, I mean, it's an office. I mean, an office with a restroom in it, that's it. I mean, I don't know. Pretty plain and simple, really.
We'd like to see it.
Okay.
I don't know about the other councilmen, but I would.
If it's over 150 square feet, it has to be meet the ordinance requirements. I think.
Can we supply him with the ordinance, what he needs to be, what he,
Yeah.
requirements are needed?
Yeah, we can supply them with the.
So get with the city secretary, and see what you need to have,
Okay.
and then come back with what your plans are, what you're gonna build, and then
Okay.
go from there.
Okay. I mean, you see a problem with it, or?
I haven't seen anything.
Well, I'm saying, of course, putting a used truck out there.
I don't have an opinion,
Oh, okay.
so.
You want to table this?
Yeah, I think we need to table it until he has a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion to table item B.
Motion to table this, item.
Motion made by Councilman McCray,
I'll second it.
we have a second by Councilman Christie. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against? The motion carried. Next item on the agenda would be item C, discussion and appropriate action regarding the Geo Hunt Foundation repair 7575 Highway 70 East. Kenny Kent, is he here?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
This is my company. We've been in business since 1987 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We moved to San Antonio in 2007. And we were located at 1620 Southeast Loop 410. And we had made an attempt to buy that property, but they wanted us to buy all of it instead of 4 acres like we wanted. And so we moved over here to China Grove. And we're requesting a permit to do business there. I didn't know that the place that I was moving into was such a hotbed over there. Lot of activity. But, that's what we ended up, so, we'd like to stay here in China Grove, but, we, like I say, we have intentions of staying in San Antonio area.
At both places?
Pardon me?
You'd be operating at both places?
No, we're not operating there anymore.
Okay.
They had, made a deal to sell that piece of property to a heavy equipment operator.
Mhm.
So we want to operate out this spot at 75.
Is there enough room there
Yeah.
for, I mean, all your equipment, or,
Most of our equipment is, we have 3 one-ton trucks and 20-foot trailers, 2 half-ton trucks, and 2 16-foot trailers. But all of that equipment's not on the road at the same time, just depending on how much work we have.
okay? And how much space will you you're gonna occupy space within that building, the main
Yeah.
building?
We will have 25% of that building.
25%?
So where are you operating out now?
We're operating there.
So you are operating now without a business permit in the city of China Grove?
Yes, we are. When we, it's my fault. I assumed, this would be somewhat the same as San Antonio. And we had a 30-day grace period. And, I find out that that's not the case.
Did you, what's the owner's name?
We
Bob
could-
Dusty.
I think Linda Gill knows that. What's his name? I'm just kidding.
I can't.
I know, it's Mr. M. Let's just call him Mr. M, okay? The owner.
Man, true.
Who's that?
Man, true.
Masood?
Yeah.
Masood?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Gus, appreciate that. Mr. Masood, you met with him, you
Yes.
worked this rental agreement out with him? And he never once said, told you that you needed a
No.
business permit?
No, it didn't.
He mentioned to you that there were any ordinances about anything that you bring on the property, anything like that?
No, I told him everything I was gonna bring there, and he, oh yeah, that's fine, put that over here, put this over here, blah, blah, blah.
We've got him on the agenda for later this evening to talk with him. But, so tell me about your office. What do you have, how much space?
Well, it's, about 1,800 square foot. Well, actually, it's, 3,200 counting there's a, behind the office area, there's a little bit of storage back there. And that's where
Behind the building?
no, it's behind the office. The offices are the first, you go in the door and there's 1,800 square foot there, office.
Right.
I have, 2 secretaries and myself in the office. We have a little conference area, lobby area. We have, 2 restrooms and, a storage area. And then there's a wall line and some double doors in one part of the office. Another part of the office is a single door that goes right to the restroom. And back there, there's a storage area. It's enclosed, and that's where I tinker around.
Did
They
you
let
build
me
those?
do a few things around there.
You remodel those, or were they sitting like that already for you?
Pardon me?
Did you build those offices Were they
No.
there already?
They were already there.
Reason I'm asking, because there used to be some kind of a jumping thing or for kids,
Yeah, those
balloon
are the-
thing, and I thought it was open, it didn't have a lot of those offices, I wasn't sure what's there, I've never been inside, but it's piqued my interest ever since you moved in, because of the neighbors talking about it, and, so I've made it a point to go by there and look, see, there's several other businesses, correct, that are on it? I say several, there's 2 or 3 other businesses?
Yeah, there's to my east, there is a tile.
Marble?
Marble,
Okay.
shop. And then, to the west of me, there is a,
Problem child, yes.
I didn't say that.
Not good. Okay, I mean, that's what Mr. Massis would say. Go ahead.
There's no small engine repair place there?
I'm trying to stay out of that.
I understand. So around the corner, did the lawnmower guy ever move in? Is he there now?
No, he's not there.
Okay.
I talked to him, he came over and we sat in my office and talked for a while.
That's, I just need to know, I want to know, he's not here yet, hopefully he'll be here, the owner, but anyways, so you came in, you had this agreement with him, he never told you anything, and now you're coming, you said you're running, you come out here, you want a permit now for this place. And am I to, you tell, what you have there now, am I to expect that that's the way it's gonna be the whole time? That is your business, the way I see it?
No, well, there's some things to be done, you know. The parking area over there is terrible.
Yeah.
And, I brought in, you know, and the landlord doesn't really want to do anything about it. So I brought in, 80 tons of base and put it down, which didn't help a whole lot. And the way I got it figured, it's gonna take close to another 200 tons.
Well, the outdoor restaurant is there, is that being used?
Yeah.
It is.
There's, I don't know if you work in construction or not, but all my guys, they're out there, and they're a mess, and they don't take care of anything, so I set that out there for them to use the restroom. It gets cleaned twice a week. Besides that, my girls don't want to clean up after them, walking in and out, the mud, and all, you know.
They're crawling under houses and everything.
Everything stems from the parking lots
I
and,
understand that. I just wanted to know if it was being used.
yeah, actually, some people from the city that was doing some things, they were out there using it the other day. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, it's
It's there, I mean,
there.
and it's clean, you know, and we're just not cleaning it once a week, we're doing it twice a week, because I work construction all my life.
Okay. Thank you.
I did.
That's up to me.
Any other questions?
The pods that are up for negotiators,
Yes.
and that creates a problem too, because we have an ordinance, there again, you should know this, that doesn't allow pods without council approval, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know.
Well, you know,
What do you have in those?
I see them all over town though.
What, yeah, I know. What do you have in those?
Tools.
No, you do need those. We don't want those to walk off, but.
Yeah, you know, as my trucks come in at night, they take every tool off the truck and put it in the connexes. Because, I mean, we weren't that far from here, and yet we were burglarized 7 times.
Here, or you mean over there?
Over
Another
there.
spot?
And, you know, when you have to go out and spend $40,000 a couple times a year, you can't stay in business. I don't know about you, but I can't stay in business that long.
I hear you.
So,
building, the way you described it to me, there's like an office up front, and you said in the back is storage. You couldn't, I mean, I don't know what kind of tools you're talking about, you could not put those tools in the back?
You would have to see the building to understand. The building, this place that you're talking about, the Junkin Jack or whatever it was, they built these offices, but yet he closed off the front part of this building to where those overhead doors that are there, there's not one that's accessible to this warehouse area. The only way to get to it is through the office. It's kind of funny. But,
Have you signed any contract with the property owner or anything?
yeah, I did, but I had an attorney look at it too, and,
So you're not tied to anything or anything like that?
somewhat, but not really.
Well, that's not the answer. Is it you are or you're not?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Is there a motion to grant the permit?
Not for me.
Is there a motion to table it till next?
So there's no motion to advertise.
The items? There's no motion to issue a permit, so the item on the agenda, council is not issuing a permit.
Okay.
How long will it take you to move everything?
Probably about 6 months.
Got 10 days. That's the way, I think we have a 10-day deal for people.
It's not gonna happen in 10 days.
Well, you got in there 1 month. I think you better look at it, because I think we're gonna be looking at it real hard. You know. It has nothing to do against you, Mr. Hunt, okay? Let me just tell you
Well,
something. But wait,
you
let
say
me
that,
finish it.
that's not the way I feel.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. I just want you to know, I know you do good work, you know, you have a good business and all. You just got, you got into this deal over here with this gentleman that's, we've had problems with. I was hoping he'd be here tonight because I put him on the agenda so I could ask him a number of questions about what's going on over there, so we can stop this thing, okay? It's a train that's just barreling right down our throats, and we're just not really doing anything about it. And this council's got to stop this man from letting people, drawing you in, having contracts like that, making it seem like you can come in just like this lawnmower guy, okay? But what happens is that there are ordinances and there are permits that needs to be done, that need to be had before you come in. We have been looking hard at the city of China Grove, this council has, and there's a different China Grove that we're talking about. We need to move towards a more productive, I guess, or one that, it's not a construction site area anymore. This is something that has to, if you need a business that has a building, that has offices on one side and warehouse on the other, then I suggest you go find that kind of office. But for here, we don't have it. But my point is that, I know it took you a while to get out there, to get in, about a month's time, watch the thing grow and grow and grow. But, the containers are a problem, there's a lot of eyesores, so, we'll be in contact. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is item D. Consider an act concerning driving school sign and current activity at 7575 Highway 7 East. No?
It sounds to me like Mr. M is a big problem for the city of China Grove.
Maybe it's tenants. Maybe it's tenants.
Well, that's true too, but I mean, it all boils down to him, making these agreements with, I mean, to get things done here, which is one of the reasons why I'm here. And I understand it was something with Western Furniture or something he built there, and he was so much in debt, and I guess now he's trying to figure out a way to help himself get out of there. I only proposed this to him based on, something my secretary had thought, based on where our school is and the visibility of it. And we just thought, well, there's a sign over there, you know, thought maybe we could work something out, we would put our sign to show it, that we have truck battery schools across the street. So, I saw your ordinance, I had no knowledge of it, and I'm not trying to, defeat the whole purpose of what you're trying to do here and trying to grow, but I'm not against taking the sign down, and I just wanna make sure that, you know, that I can just be able to get out of whatever contract I have with this gentleman. And that's basically all I wanted to do. If y'all aren't going to have the sign here based on your ordinance, I don't have anything against that.
Do you have a contract with the owner?
Yeah, for a 6-month contract, paying for that sign.
For the same gentleman we just talked about?
For the same gentleman that you're just talking about.
Same?
Yeah. And, I called him up and I told him there was a meeting at city council tonight, and he asked me if I wanted him to be here. I said, well, that's your problem, I mean, it's your choice. I'm asking you to be there on my behalf. I said, I can go speak for myself. I don't,
Yeah, we have a sign ordinance, or an zoning ordinance, whatever, some of that, that says you can have a sign on the property that you operate on. And since you are not operating on that property,
no, sir.
so,
The sign I put up, I actually put a narrow point across the street, and that's basically what I was thinking of. I just was coming to see if there was some kind of amendment based on what I've been hearing in the last 30 minutes. I don't even want to suggest anything of that nature. Big official flyer, I don't know, sign that I got.
This is an off-premise sign.
Yeah, it's across the street. And it was just so we could just get a little more exposure showing, you know, that's all it was, so.
And so basically you have an ordinance for that prohibits off-premises.
Right.
you can
Like
have
having advertising
It's
on
like you
billboards
can
like you do on.
on his property, but you can't put